In RMS Titanic's centenary year, the eyes of the world are on Belfast, Northern Ireland. The city that built the most famous ship on the planet has a story of Titanic proportions to tell. Having completed the largest and best Titanic visitor attraction now available anywhere around the globe, the city that designed, built and launched the legendary transatlantic liner is now ready to tell the world its Titanic story. Silvery, shiny and standing proudly at the head of the very slipways down which the majestic ship first glided into the waters of Belfast Lough, the angular, aluminium-clad building is a sight to behold.
Titanic Belfast celebrates over 250 years of astonishing shipbuilding history that only Belfast owns around the entire world. But the iconic nature of the building itself is inspired by water crystals, icebergs, the White Star of the White Star Lines, but most importantly for us, it's inspired by the great hulls of the ships that were actually built on this shipyard. The strength of this building as the largest Titanic exhibition in the world will teach the world about all of the artisans, all of the shipbuilding magnates, all of the great leaders of shipping around the world that was concentrated in Belfast.
Inside, Titanic Belfast provides no fewer than 9 interpretive and interactive galleries that tell the ship's fascinating history from her conception in Belfast's famous Harland and Wolff shipyard in the early 1900s to her tragic sinking in 1912 and then rediscovery led by ocean explorer Dr. Robert Ballard in 1985.
The fact that Belfast is also finally embracing the Titanic and embracing it in a magnificent way, I'm glad you did.
In the same area, still there to see, feel and touch, are the drawing offices where Titanic was designed, and the SS Nomadic, the last remaining White Star Line vessel in the world, and the tender ship that ferried first-class passengers to Titanic. Rayanne House, an award-winning guest house overlooking Belfast Lough, recreates the menu served in the first-class restaurant on the iconic ship. Titanic Tours Belfast offer a more personal tour with Susie Miller, whose great-grandfather Tommy Miller worked on, travelled on and perished with Titanic.
My great-grandfather Thomas Miller was on Titanic. He worked here in the shipyard, helped to build the engines for the ship, and then decided in 1912 that he was going to go to sea. So he was a deck engineer on board Titanic, hoping to make a new life for himself based in New York. Well, he pulled out of Belfast on the 2nd of April as the ship went to Southampton, and he brought his 2 young boys, my grandfather who was 5 and his older brother aged 11. He brought them down to the quayside to say his goodbyes, and just before he left he gave each boy 2 new pennies and said, "Don't spend those until I see you again." And of course, because he didn't make it back from Titanic, my grandfather remembered those words and he kept the 2 pennies all of his life. We still have them today.